Well, welcome everybody. I'm going to come on screen for a moment to give you a big thank you for joining me today in this webinar, Tap into Your Wisdom Ways of Knowing. Free yourself from the hamster cage of your critical clipboard mind. Yes, indeed. So we're going to get started. I invite you to have a journal or piece of paper with you because later on I'm going to give you a guided journey that you can work with, and you might want to jot some things down. And so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'll see you later. Tap into your wisdom ways of knowing. Free yourself from that hamster cage of your critical clipboard mind. So in this webinar, I'm going to show you how you can break free from a habitual mindset that holds you hostage. By the end of our time together, you're going to learn a simple and quick mindset shift technique using your wisdom ways of knowing. Now, stay with me until the end because of a special bonus, a discount for my signature transformation journey roadmap, 7-week online course that's starting soon, actually today. And if you're interested, there'll be a bonus coupon you can use to get a discount for it. So hang in there. That'll come in about half an hour. So here's an invitation to stay connected to this mini transformation journey. Turn off extra devices and give yourself the gift of your attention. I know I've done many webinars as a participant. I know you want to double task, that's fine, but there's certain points where I really invite you to stay focused because I'm going to be giving you some journey work and also invite you to be thoughtful about some of the material that I'm offering you. So thanks for being here. So come with me on a journey of self-exploration. It's choice-based, and that's really key because I want you to know that as I offer you journeys or reflection processes, you choose whether to do them or not. Because everyone coming to the webinar has a different experience. Some of you may be well-versed with inner work practices. Some of you might be just starting out. It's all good. And sometimes whatever's going on, you can go on a journey or you can be in a self-reflection process and it just doesn't feel right in your heart. So by all means, anything I offer you is choice-based. Do not do it if it doesn't feel right for you, okay? You have complete autonomy and self-care with that. Thank you. So first, let's get you out of your head. Me too. So take a minute to stretch your body, whatever that means for you. You know, just standing up and stretching or a slight little moving of the shoulders, rolling your shoulders, maybe gently pivoting your torso, stretching your hands overhead, whatever feels right, stretching down to your toes. Take a minute to stretch your body. That's great. Now, if you're willing, close your eyes and take 3 deep, slow breaths, really letting the air come in. Big breath in, and then gently exhale. Let go extra energy, concerns. Just let it go for a bit. Again, with eyes closed, deep breath in, and then exhale, let it go. And then finally, big breath in all the way down to your toes and ankles, and then exhale, let it go. Very good. Okay, now again, choice-based. I want to give you a beautiful exercise. It comes from Charles Lawrence, a wonderful shamanic being in the East Coast in New York, to gently pat your body. And then whatever way you can, I mean, you might be sitting and just put your hands down to your feet. You're going to start at your feet and work your way up your torso. Or you might decide at this point to actually get out of a chair, stand up and do this practice, whatever is right for you. Okay, so keep moving up your body as you gently pat yourself. So you're going to use your hands rhythmically, patting, start at your feet, pat, 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 go up your legs, pat, 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 all the way up by your knees, and then come up to your hip area, pat, 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 pat. And then don't forget your torso, your belly, your top of your torso, then your shoulders, pat, 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 pat. You can feel me, tap, pat, 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 pat. Okay, and then your arms. Don't forget to pat your arms. I'm patting my arms with you. Arms, pat, pat, pat. And then your head, your beautiful head, pat, 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 pat. Your cheeks, your jaw, your ears, the top of your head especially. Pat, 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 pat. Just pat, 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 pat. Beautiful. Okay, now pause and just notice any changes in how you feel from this grounding practice. It's very simple, and yet it wakes you up and it brings you back in your body. Fantastic. To whatever degree you're willing to do that practice with me, fantastic. Thank you. Now, this is your first wisdom way of knowing. It's your body. When you slow down and get back in your body, you access a key source of your wisdom. Tapping your body is a simple grounding practice. Just awesome. And that took you a couple of minutes, just saying. Now, are you wondering if this webinar is for you? Because I don't want you to waste your time. Okay, if you're here, I want you at the end of the webinar, you're going to say, yep, I'm glad I came. Thank you. It will be an inspirational, practical experience for you if you're done wasting your time fighting with the limiting mindset of your critical clipboard mind. You know what I mean by that, right? Everything's written down, boom, boom, boom. You got to make sure you do it, check off the box. Ongoing, very tension producing, very tight ass type of experience. Okay, if you're done wasting your time fighting your limiting mindset, that limiting mindset of your critical clipboard mind, and you're ready to get out of the hamster cage of your head and switch your awareness to a bigger perspective. Pry those bars open and get out. And also, you want to tap into your deeper wisdom ways of knowing with a simple and quick mindset shift technique. Bring peace to your system. Get out of the cage, okay? So, who am I? I'm Sheila Belanger. I'm a certified coach with over 38 years helping thousands of grateful students and clients with effective life-changing mindset shifting practices. I have extensive training and background with process work. I have a master's degree in transpersonal psychology, archetypal astrology, soulcraft initiation guiding, and deep imagery. I am a very dynamic and catalyzing coach for your transformation journey. So glad to be here with you all. Now, you are so much more than your strategic, critical clipboard mind thinks you are. Just vastly more. You're a multidimensional being with innate wholeness and many levels of awareness that you can cultivate. Now, here in this webinar, this is what we're going to explore. First of all, who's holding that critical clipboard? The roots of your critical clipboard mind, where does it come from? Your 4 key ways of wisdom, your wisdom ways of knowing. The essential mindset shift technique to get you out of the cage, very simple. And to remind you, you are so much more than you think you are. And how to work with me if you're so inclined. And then finally, we'll stop with a live Q&A. And I've got some questions that I also want to bring forward because they're common ones that people have asked as I've done these webinars. So here's where we're going today. So first, who's holding that critical clipboard? You're not going to be surprised. Your inner critic holds the critical clipboard. This one of you that is constantly telling you what you're not doing right, you're not enough, etc. It's very painful, and we all have a version of this inner figure, that inner critic. That's the one holding that critical clipboard. Now, your inner critic is the key, dominant, wounded inner figure who uses criticism as a strategy to keep you so-called safe and trapped in the hamster cage of self-diminishment. Your inner critic believes that it's their job to protect you by keeping you small, safe, and invisible so that you socially belong. This really came about when you were quite young, most of us around age 3, 4, that inner figure that said, whoa, there's parts of me that are not welcome at the dinner table. And so I'm going to make sure that the family, the culture, the school system doesn't see it. All right. So we're going to keep us down, self-diminished, small, safe, and invisible so that we won't be exiled. That's your inner critic, okay? And then second of all, the roots of your critical clipboard mind. Where is this coming from inside your head, okay? Now, your strategic mind is a primitive binary focused part of you that tries to keep you safe from danger. Again, we all have this part of us. Your strategic mind is tense, reactive, and constantly on high alert, trying to manage and control your life situations. It says no a lot. It's got the big hand of no. It's constantly assessing your life situations. Stop, go, yes, no, good, bad. Very binary, very black and white. And I want to be clear here. It's a part of us. It's a necessary part of us, our strategic mind. I always say the example I like to use is you need your strategic mind when you're driving a car. When you see the red light, it means you stop. Okay. So you're watching what's going on. And the strategic mind is key for helping you truly stay safe. But it's a very limited part of your mind. And it is constantly, it's like a superficial part of your mind. And it's constantly in that reactive, freaked out, oh, got to stay safe. And particularly in these times with so much suffering and dismantling of normal, with the COVID, with the social injustice, with the political upheavals, the economic challenges, all of our strategic minds are like way on overdrive, okay? Now, your inner critic gets twisted up with mental fear, anxiety, and painful stories from your past that then links with painful things happening in the current situation. And your inner critic uses your strategic mind to keep you, quote unquote, safe. That's the roots of your critical clipboard mind situation. So now let's go look at your 4 key wisdom ways of knowing, which all of us have. You can expand your awareness beyond your inner critic and your strategic mind with your 4 ways of knowing. Now, here they are. You have many, many more ways of knowing, more intelligences, if you will, but these are 4 primary ones. The wisdom of your senses, what your body knows, what your gut knows. You know, your animal body picks up situation experiences and goes, whoa, I got some truth here. The wisdom of your feelings. Often say, what does your heart know? And you know what this is like. Your feelings don't lie. Something's going on and you feel angry or you feel sad or you feel joyful. And it's like your heart knows. Your feelings have deep wisdom. Many of us have learned to shut off our feelings for lots of reasons. And it's a huge part of our intelligence. It's a big wisdom way of knowing. Thirdly is your imagination. This is the part of you that is connected to your muse and your creative one, if you will. And it can happen, for example, you can have your eyes closed and you can be seeing imagery, or unbidden, a memory comes back to you. Or you just imagine you're in a story and it's like all of a sudden this storyline is spinning out in front of you and has so-called no connection to ordinary reality. Our imagination is a huge gift of wisdom and knowing in us, and particularly in our dominant, colonizing Western culture, we have demonized the imagination. Oh, it's just your imagination. You're just making that up. It's a huge gift of wisdom that we all have. And then the mental, and you'll see in a bit, this is what we call the deep thinking mental. This is not the strategic, superficial mind constantly in binary, reactive, freaked out mode, hamster cage mode, but rather it's deep thinking. It's like rooted in your heart and your body. And it's that deep wisdom in your mind that sees the bigger picture, that connects the dots, that gives you insights. Oh, that's what's going on. That's your deep thinking. That's your mental way, wisdom way of knowing. Okay. So you can tap into the unique wisdom of your body truths, your sensitive heart, your expansive imagination, and your insightful, deep thinking. So your first wisdom of way of knowing is your body, like the little grounding exercise I gave you at the beginning of this webinar. When you slow down and get back in your body, you access a key source of your wisdom. And the tapping practice, the simple tapping practice I gave you at the beginning of the webinar, is an amazing grounding practice. Again, you can do it in a minute, and it's just brings you right back into your body. It wakes you up. It's kind of like giving your body a shake and going, oh, yeah, I'm here. Okay. First wisdom way of knowing is your body. Your second wisdom way of knowing are your feelings. What's in your heart? When you have the courage to check in with your sensitive heart, you access a key source of your wisdom. So attuning with your heart is a simple and potent self-compassion practice. At any time you can, especially if you're in pain or you're freaked out or you're anxious, which can happen to any of us right now, if you can just breathe and maybe put a hand on your heart and just say, gosh, what's in my heart right now? A place, or breathe in some self-compassion. It's a huge way of tapping your wisdom way of knowing. Your third wisdom way of knowing is your expansive imagination. When you open to your imagination, you access a key source of your wisdom. Opening to your imagination is a simple, expansive practice, and it can be simple like something's going on, you're freaked out, or something's going on in a personality dynamic or something in your ordinary life. And if you can take a few minutes, just pull back a bit, ground yourself in your body, take a couple of breaths, close your eyes, and just ask, what do I imagine is going on here right now? What do I imagine is going on here right now? And just notice what you notice. Nothing may happen, but you might find you get a storyline, or you get a memory, or you see something with your eyes closed. Don't set yourself up. If nothing happens, that's fine. But try that practice of, what do I imagine is going on right now? And then your fourth wisdom way of knowing is what we call your insightful deep thinking. When you go underneath your strategic mind, you access a key source of your wisdom. That's underneath that hamster cage mind. Accessing with your deep thinking is a potent practice to gain illuminating insight. It's like you get yourself grounded in your body, you connect with your heart, you're open to your imagination, and then you ask your deep thinking, your rooted mind, shine the light. What can you show me? What can you illuminate here for me to understand your wisdom way of knowing with your deep thinking? So again, 4 primary ways of knowing, wisdom ways of knowing: your body, your senses, your heart, your feelings, your imagination, and your deep thinking. Okay. So take a moment. Which wisdom way of knowing feels most developed in you? If you feel like putting it in the chat, you can. I know we've got a small group, but you can just say, when I go over this, which one do you notice like, wow, this one I really kind of got, Sheila. So like take a moment, or you can just notice for yourself. It's no good or bad, right or wrong. It's just as we travel through this, what are you noticing? Okay. And which wisdom way of knowing would you like to cultivate more? You might say, all of them, please. More, please. But you might notice, like, it's kind of that heart wisdom I really want to cultivate. So just checking in with yourself and just noticing which one kind of draws you, which one are you longing to develop. And I gave you a free, simple practices you can do for each of the window ways of knowing, the wisdom ways of knowing. And in a little bit, I'm going to give you a guided journey with all 4 so you can try it out. Okay, so here it is, the essential mindset shift technique to get free from that cage. Connect with your wholeness through your wisdom ways of knowing. You notice with all 4, body, heart, imagination, thinking, there's a wholeness there. It's a fullness of yourself as a being. Okay, great. Thanks, Greta. Yeah, get that imagination on. So let's do a simple and quick guided imagery practice to shift from a limiting to an expanded mindset. Now, again, I said at the beginning of the webinar, everything's choice-based. So if you don't feel like doing this, you don't have to, or even in the middle of the guided journey, if you say, I don't want to do it, just come out of it. Okay, you check with yourself and you know what's right for you. So to prepare, I'm going to help you relax your body and ask you to take 3 deep breaths. But before we go there, just again have a journal or a notepad or some paper close by or your device, although don't get distracted. And this will take maybe, 8 to 10 minutes, and then I'll give you a little bit of time to write down anything that shows up for you. And more than anything, just trust your process. So I'm going to guide you with this. Just let yourself relax. So let's start first by relaxing your body. Go ahead and stretch in some way, stretch your arms or torso, maybe pivot around, arms overhead, whatever. Just kind of warm yourself up. You're clearing your psychospiritual palette for this journey, okay? And then invite you to take 3 deep breaths as we did at the beginning of this webinar. Just nice deep breaths in your own rhythm, breathing in fully, gently exhaling. A second time, breathing in, gently exhaling. And then another breath in, and as you exhale, gently close your eyes and invite you to totally trust your process. So let yourself be seated in your seat, or you can do this standing up if you like. Roll your shoulders back, just sort of be in a nice alignment with your body. And with your eyes closed, I invite you to be in touch with the wisdom of your body. And what that means is just kind of scan what's present in your body. For some of you, it might be a little glitch or a little twitch or a little sore spot. Others might notice, oh, there's just some energy over here in my knee. Just be with your body and the truth that's in your body right now. Try not to judge anything. Just be present to the truth of what your body is offering you as its own wisdom. Remember, with eyes closed, just breathe and be present to whatever is. Okay, thank you. I invite you to keep your eyes closed. Take a breath. And as you exhale, shift to your heart awareness. You might even put a hand or both hands on your heart, or energetically put your hands on your heart. And be open to what's present in your heart. What does your heart know? Tracking any emotions or feelings. Again, if you can, don't judge them or react with them. Just notice, yep, that's what's here. Maybe a little anxiety, maybe a little happiness. Just be breathing with eyes closed and notice the wisdom of your heart, the wisdom of your feelings, what's present. Remember to breathe. Okay, again, invite you to keep your eyes closed. Take another conscious breath in, and as you exhale gently, turn your attention to your imagination. And all that means is with your eyes closed, you just notice, am I seeing anything? Is there any memory that's just come back into my awareness? Am I suddenly in a storyline? Am I hearing something that is so-called not in ordinary reality? Or nothing may happen. That's totally fine too. Just your willingness to be open to what's the wisdom of my imagination or my imagery right now? Okay, wonderful. One more time. Eyes closed. Take a breath in. Gently exhale. And now be aware of your deep thinking, your rooted mind in your body and your heart. Gently notice what's in your mind. Could be lots of thoughts, and there might be a little bit quieter insight, awareness, connection, or nothing at all, and that's fine. Don't judge, just accept, but just be open to any wisdom from your deep thinking, perhaps your quieter mind. Be open to that. And don't engage with the thoughts if you can. Just notice. Okay, thank you. So before you open your eyes and come back from this short journey, invite you to breathe, roll your shoulders again, and take a minute to just notice back the four ways, the wisdom ways of knowing. Touch gently back in with your body. What did you notice, your body truth in this exercise, this journey? What did your heart share with the wisdom? What does your heart know just in this short exercise? And anything that came from your imagination, your imagery, and then anything from your deep thinking. Again, trusting your process, even if nothing happened, your willingness to set your intent to open up to other ways of knowing is huge. And you could do this process anytime. And it took less than 8 minutes, just saying. So now I invite you to gently open your eyes and come back if you haven't already, and then just take a minute to jot down anything in your journal or your device. Just notice what you noticed. Again, try not to let that critical mind, that inner critic, make a judgment on what happened. Blow it a kiss and say, this is not your business. Just notice for yourself how that was for you. Just jot a few things down. You can always come back after the webinar and put a little bit more in if you like. Okay, let's go on. Thank you for your willingness to do that journey with your wisdom ways of knowing. You can connect with your wholeness through your wisdom ways of knowing. This is a practice you can do. Whether you listen to a guided journey from me or you just simply take 5 minutes with your eyes closed and grounding in your body and just go through those four wisdom ways and just checking in. What does my body know? What does my heart know? What does my imagination know? And what does my deep thinking know? Okay, very powerful. Because you are so much more than you think you are. Just to reiterate, to keep saying that, You are a multidimensional being with innate wholeness in many levels of awareness that you can cultivate. You can get free of the hamster cage of your critical clipboard mind. Remember to connect to all your key wisdom ways of knowing. Now, would you like me to help you get out of your hamster cage?
Thanks so much for watching this Wisdom Ways of Knowing webinar with me. This is how I can support you. Sign up for my free 7-day challenge. Access your windows of wisdom. In it, you'll get a daily email for 7 days with a quick guided imagery practice with one of your wisdom ways of knowing, or windows of wisdom is another way of calling it, or a combination of all of them together. And each of these daily practices takes less than 10 minutes to do. So lean into it. Develop that connection to your windows of wisdom. Connect with your wholeness. To access the free 7-day challenge, use the link in the description area of this video. Go to it, click on it, and sign up for the free challenge. Thank you so much.